Today, Bab Dada is describing about Didi and Dadi. Uh, both are sitting in front of Bab Dada, and how Bab Dada is giving tips on the practical form of being a world server, and then what kind of wonderful dance of happiness, dance of harmonizing different variety of sanskars in the family, uh, be it Lokik family and or be it Alokik family or world family, world soul. The wonderful dance of harmonizing sanskars translate into the dance of happiness, dance of joy, dance of bliss. So these aspects, how to achieve this kind of harmonizing sanskars, and how to be always ever ready, and you know how does the father, what is his personality. Shiva's personality is that he only sees the benefit even in the mistakes of the children. He always sees the benefit, and how Baba has also given examples how to practically implement them. So let's without further ado, let's start reading this Murli. And for a moment, let's focus on our stage. I, the world benefactor's soul. We all visualize this stage and be seated on this stage before we start the Murli. I am a world and benefactor soul, master knowledgeful soul, Trikal Darshi, beginning, middle, and end of the Kalpa is very clear, crystal clear to me. I am a Trinetri. Other than these two eyes, I have the far sightedness through my divine eye. I dancing in harmonizing sanskars, dancing in happiness, dancing in joy, dancing in God's love, bliss, and God's powers. I am seated on the elevated stage equal to the Father and listening this Murli one on one, personally in front of Bab Dada, personally in front. No one is around me, just myself and my Bab Dada. That's it. Today, Didi and Dadi were both sitting in front of Bab Dada. Why is Bab Dada pleased to see his special instrument children? In this iron aged world, no father is able to see how the kingdom is being ruled after his son has inherited the throne from him. However, the Alaukic father and Parlaukic father are very pleased to see in a practical form how their children who are seated on the throne of service are carrying out the task of service. This is the throne of service. It is a specialty of the confluence age that the father himself is able to see his children doing this. That's the beauty of the confluence age. When we Brahmin souls have the pleasure, or I would say privilege, or the fortune of having the company of the Supreme Father in every task which we do, every task, every deed, every action, every word, and every sankalp, every thought which we create as a master creator, we have the honor of the company of the Supreme Father himself. So this aspect was brought out by Bab Dada by saying it is a specialty of the confluence age that the Father himself is able to see his children doing this, and we children are able to experience his company. This system will also continue from the beginning of the Golden Age. There too, the father will watch his child after giving him the tilak of the kingdom. So, Supreme Father will give the tilak of the kingdom on our forehead. No one can see this in the Iron Age. Thereafter, Baba will reside, will take rest in Paramdham, and we children will rule the kingdom in Satyuga. So no one can see this in the Iron Age. Bab Dada watches this every day, at every moment, every scene, every thought, every word, every deed, and every connection are all clear to Bab Dada to an even greater extent than they are clear to you. Bab Dada has got crystal clarity, like a crystal. Every moment, every scene, every thought, word, deed, and connection to a greater extent than they are clear to be us, Brahmin soul. So Babdada is pleased to see each task at every moment. He's seeing the practical return. The Father has made you children equal to Himself, and you children are giving you a response to this. Keep experiencing these invaluable words, having unlimited energy. The Father has made you children equal to Himself. That's so profound, so powerful statement, so intoxication, so much intoxication. The Father has made you children equal to Himself, and you children are giving your response to this. That means we are able to experience that He has given that equanimity by birth. As soon as we are born, this new birth, He has made us equal to Himself. We need to experience this. This is why Baba is pleased to see his children. Baba becomes especially pleased to see you play one particular scene. Baba sees a wonderful dance of all dances every day. Now Baba is particularly describing about a particular scene where Baba sees a wonderful dance which children play, wonderful dance of all types of dances every day. You dance this dance a great deal throughout the day. Everyone performs this dance, but you, that means to dadis, are the special instruments for this. huh? Didi Manmohini ji and Dadi Prakash Mani ji. Baba is saying ki you are the special instruments for this. This is why those who are instruments for this have to do this much more. It is the dance of harmonizing sanskars. In Yagya, Didi Manmohini ji and Dadi Prakash Mani ji, they are the perfect role model, perfect sample showpiece of the Baba's showcase of how the sanskars can be harmonized to such an extent that uh, the two souls but looks like they are one body. They will they are they showed that they are able to have they used to harmonize the sanskars. Like if Didi used to say something, Dadi used to accept as it is. And Dadi used to say something for some task or some decision, then Didi used to accept it as it is. Complete acceptance. So that is the that's what Baba is saying. That it is a dance of harmonizing sanskar for dadis, especially Didi Manmohini ji and dadis Prakash Mani ji. They are sitting in personally in front of Baba at this point of time when Baba is saying these words. Before you carry out any task, you have to perform this dance. Before we children carry out any task, whether it is sankalp, that is thoughts, words, deeds, actions, or any connection, We need to perform this dance of harmonizing sanskars. When you harmonize with one another, a meeting also takes place. For how long do you perform this dance throughout the day? Bab Dada has a TV and a radio, etc., and you can imagine what scenes Baba would be seeing. A subtle TV and a subtle radio station Baba has got. So, where Baba is, what would he be seeing? Even the scenes of conflicting sanskars are very good. The bodies of foreigners are very elastic, flexible, and they are able to mold themselves as they want. So it is becoming easy to mold yourself too, according to how you want. So that's a special attribute of the divine souls, especially the dadis, is that they are easy to mold, and moldability according to the time, according to the souls you are interacting with. So this scene is also very good. At first, you are very tight, then you become a little loose. Tight means the body consciousness, the body is, the soul is wearing is very tight, tightly wearing. So, so, and then you become, a little loose. That means you come to the soul consciousness stage. Once you become a little loose, that is, once the soul is in soul consciousness stage, you start to harmonize. Then you start looking at, it's one my own family, my brother's soul. Bhai bhai ki drishti, vision of brotherly vision. So after this harmonious meeting, you start to dance in happiness. Then automatically the innate qualities of soul start emerging. Happiness, joy, bliss, purity, knowledge. How beautiful that scene is, Baba is saying. So beauty, that scene, looking at scene itself is so beauty. So what will happen to the souls who are experiencing this happiness? Everything of Bab Dada's works automatically in 1 second. All types of music and instruments are ever ready. As soon as he thinks of something, it emerges. That's the beauty of that's a blessing from Baba. As soon as and that's the beauty of Baba himself, that as soon as he thinks of something, it emerges. That scene emerges. Scientists today are refining everything and making them very subtle, very miniature. Nano people now scientists are inventing nanotechnology. Nanotechnology, so they're so minute levels. The systems are being made. They are making everything very small and yet very powerful, high power density, as they say. You can all see this in a tiny point. So there are some systems which we can't even see through our naked eyes, but they are there. They have been formed. We can't see the nanostructures from the visible eye, from the naked eye, but we can see through the electronic microscopes. So you can all see this in a tiny point. If you went into the expansion, it would seem very large, but when you make it small, it becomes completely like a point. Even so, Bab Dada surrenders himself to you children for your efforts and courage, because no matter what you children are like, once you have said Baba, you have completely surrendered yourselves, for after all, you are my children. The moment we say Baba, Bab Dada assumes that we have surrendered our mind, intellect, and sanskars, everything of ourselves to him. And then, Baba surrenders himself to us for our effort and courage of surrendering everything to him. So, in your physical world, when a small child falls down, Baba says another specialty, that the father only sees the benefit even in the mistakes of children in a family. Lockic family. What happens when parents see a child fall down, while trying to walk? So that time they see only the benefit that, okay, of the describing in your physical world, when a small child falls down, then in order to make him happy, you tell him to look at what he has found. Look what you have found. You change the topic, isn't it? Here too, if you children stumble, Thokar. In Hindi, this word is called stumbling is called thokar. Whilst moving along, then the father reminds you that it is by stumbling in this way that you become more experienced and are able to become the lords, Thakur, idols, or Thakur. So thokar se Thakur ban पाएंगे with until unless the soul, you know, so if soul stumbles, that means encounters a thokar, then soul becomes more experienced. See how Bab Dada is looking at the adversities. He sees the benefit even in the adversities, even in the mistakes of children. He is seeing the benefit. So the same vision Bab Dada is trying to teach us, that let's see the benefit even in the mistakes of children and forgive them and let the children progress. Do not get demotivated. So Baba does not look at your stumbling. Baba looks to see how much you have become a Thakur through your stumbling. Thakur means Lord. This is why Baba deeply loves each one of you children. Huh? Doesn't matter whether any of you become part of the cavalry or the infantry, because without the infantry, there couldn't have been victory. Infantry is the basic, you know, foundation of any victory. In any army, infantry is a compulsory part. Let there be a modern technology available, everything uh, through cyber wars and space wars and all that. But infantry cannot be replaced. There's no victory without the infantry being there. That is why every soul is essential. Baba looks at all three aspects of time. Now, Baba is talking about the aspects of time, the beginning, middle, and end. He doesn't only look at the present time, past, present, and future. He doesn't look only at the present. He also looks at past as well as the future. Sometimes you children now look at the present and you therefore sometimes become confused or even disappointed as to what has happened and why it happened. So, Baba says shift the focus, change the focus, change the topic, and present on the positivity. Bapdada is now meeting teachers. Let's all assume each one of us is a divine teacher authorized by Baba to donate jewels of knowledge to every soul, to every, uh, you know, everyone around us, not only in our family, but to the world level. So, how many have you made into teachers similar to yourself? That's the first question Baba has asked. How many of these souls have made other souls into teachers similar to ourselves? That means the stage. How many of us we have helped other souls to reach the same stage as ours, elevated stage? The seniors are seniors, but the younger ones are equal to the father. So see how Baba has got the vision. Seniors are seniors, they are more experienced. They have the authority, but the younger ones are none less. They're equal to the father. When your hands are ready, they will not be able to remain without doing service. Service will then automatically increase. Then then the versions that Baba spoke in advance earlier on will become practical. Where have you reached now? So let's have a checking. Where have we reached now? Just as every town in every state is shown as a dot on a map, in the same way, where have you reached in terms of service? So Baba is asking us to, you know, zoom in, zoom out, go to the global level. As yesterday was describing about touring the world. So where Baba says, increase the service. Service will then automatically increase when we have a global vision, when we see the big regions like just dot and we cover the entire globe. So then the service will automatically increase when we reach our span, when we increase our vision, when we become far-sighted, foresighted. Then the versions that Bab Dada spoke in advance earlier on will become practical. Where have you reached now? Just as every town and every state is shown as a dot on a map, in the same way, where have you reached in terms of service? A lot of service has yet to be done. You now have to continue to increase serving a lot more. You are now experiencing in practice the words you heard so many years ago. The Father's desire is that each one of you looks after many centers, for only then would you be called a number one teacher. So, not just one center, many centers. Since the Prime Minister of the Iron Age is able to tour around and visit so many places in one day, like current Prime Minister or any Prime Minister, he tours so many places in a one single day. He is in so many locations, so many countries. So, how many places should the teachers of the countless age be able to visit in order to be called the king who is the ruler of the globe? So, what do you have to do for this? Make plans for this. You don't have to make as much effort to serve abroad. It takes a lot of effort in Bharat. So, in abroad, souls are already satisfied. Souls are not craving, I want, I want, I want. They are satisfied souls. So, the effort of, you know, donating the knowledge is easy as compared to Bharat. The land abroad is safe from stories of gossip. In Bharat, they even have to make this effort. Secondly, souls abroad have seen everything and have now become tired of it all, whereas souls from Bharat have only just begun to see everything. Such desires have only just awakened in the people of Bharat, whereas such desires of those abroad are now ending. That's the distinction between abroad locations and Bharat. So Baba Babdada says Bharat is difficult to, because the desires have just awakened, the sensual desires. Whereas abroad, they have already seen all this and they are tired of the ephemeral nature of the physical sensual pleasures. So they now looking, craving for the divine, the super sensual pleasures. They are looking for that, the divine divinity. So their efforts are, with some little effort, you get more benefit, more outcomes in abroad. So Baba says, you are lucky. Baba says, you are lucky. Baba is addressing the souls who are doing, who are teachers who are serving abroad. So you are lucky. You can receive instant fruit of the service that there means abroad very quickly. I think now we'll take this session only till this point today, and the rest of it we'll take it up tomorrow. So let's take few moments of pause and see and deeply churn inside, look inside, and see where is my stage and what is the span or the range I'm serving. What is my focus? And when I interact with other souls, do I reflect upon the attribute of my Supreme Father, that I see the benefit in every child's mistake? How do I take these mistakes? what is my attitude that time? Am I able to see the larger long term benefit? And do I motivate other souls to not get discouraged or disappointed by the present form of that mistake, but see the future bright form and the past bright form? So let's churn, deeply churn, and then share our experiences. Om Shanti. So coming back to the uh, churning session where we can share, each one of the divine family member can share his or her views and experiences, or uh, describe any aspect spoken of by Bab Dada in today's Murli. Om Shanti. But so Baba, brought out about Thakur and Thokar and Thakur. So what do you think Bab Dada is teaching us through this example of Thokar, and uh, how we change the topic when a small child or a kid, he stumbles, and then what does, as a parent, what does a parent do that time? uh, uh, how do they shift the uh, consciousness of the child from the stumbling to something else? Anyone? In how will we take this as a practical takeaway? Anything which we can learn from this? Like, because we keep doing mistakes, and we find others, or the others in our family also, they do mistake. So if we focus on mistake, what will happen? If suppose milk gets spilled, milk is put on boiling, and if it spills, so what will be the first reaction when someone else does it? And what will be the first reaction when we ourselves do it? Would there be any change in the how we take this?
Morning, Om Shanti, brother.
Om Shanti, Vinod bhai. Is there any? Will there be any? If if you spill the milk, and if your partner spills the milk when during the boiling, forgets to put off the flame, and the milk spills out. So, will there be any change? when you yourself has done that mistake and with other your partner has done the mistake, will there be any change in the how you take that? How what will be your reaction or the response? Om Shanti, can you hear me, Vinod bhai?
Yes, brother. Om Shanti.
Ah, Om Shanti.
I see it that Baba wants to put us a full stop to overthinking.
Yeah,
Usually, it becomes a loop when somebody commits a mistake, and we as Brahmin souls we come to understand it faster and quicker, and we tend to sob about it, tend to overthink about it, try to explain it to people, and try to seek forgiveness. And in that moment, in such a situation, we tend to overthink and register more and more of these mistakes. As I see it, Baba would want us to put a full stop and move on with a better thought. It's okay. Baba now is encouraging that it's okay. ठोकर लगी है. Now, by learning from that mistake and not repeating
yeah,
it,
you will become Thakur,
yes,
Lord.
yes.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
So this is a
Om
very
Shanti.
good, beautiful point, And in Vinod bhai, you must have seen in wardroom mess, if some glass is broken by the steward, by mistake, the glass tumbles over and breaks any glass piece, any crockery item. Then what is the response given by this by the senior most is that it's a good fortune. It's a good fortune, and everybody that changes the topic, isn't it? It's a good fortune that the glass is broken. That means it is bringing a good fortune for everyone. Similarly, when milk is spilled, then the positive people will they say, the strong soul will say, "Ki it's a good fortune, a good omen that milk is boiled. That means some trouble is gotten away." So it's on
Om
us.
Shanti.
Om Shanti. Yeah, yes, sister,
Om
please.
Shanti. Yeah, I just want to speak on this topic. Like when before coming to Gnan, when I used to spill the milk, when that happened with me, I would say, oh, pray, I would tell. When it happened to my husband, I would tell, oh, would you be careful? What is this? I've got again so much of work for me. I would
Yeah,
just reborn back. But after coming to Gnan, I said, okay, it's all right, let it go. But
yeah,
my husband, without coming to Gnan, he used to tell me, hope nothing has happened to you. What a difference.
yeah.
I mean, I have controlled my anger after coming to this university,
Yeah. That means you
but
have
my
elevated
husband,
your
without,
state. Yeah, yeah. You have elevated your state.
yes,
है
Om
ना?
Shanti.
What is
Yes,
the difference? Is the stage. If we look at
yes,
from a lower
exactly.
stage, then we will get disappointment and then we will get irritation. We will react. But if stage is high, you won't even see the milk. It is a tiny dot for you, isn't it? The today's
Yes.
Murli. Anyone would like to describe this aspect from today's Murli? I was given one example of it. How big locations will look like a dot. Districts, even the big districts and the regions will look just like a tiny dot on a map. So what is the takeaway which Baba is trying to give us from this very beautiful point, sister? You brought out a practical, example. Anyone, uh, each member, I think, must share during this Murli session at least one point, so that it brings a beautiful churning and everyone is able to relate to that churning in practical way. Om Shanti. All others are able to hear. Am
Yeah,
I audible?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah, Vijit bhai ji. Om.
I yeah, I was thinking another point of mine. So
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
when Baba was meeting Dadi and Didi, so Baba was
Yeah.
so happy to see the sanskar and how it is well harmonized. So Baba would like to see that in us also, the ability to mold our sanskars and according to the situation. So when there is a need, so uh, we make our sanskars to fit to the situation, right? So that milens are sanskar, right? So everything becomes easy there. Another word, dancing, right? Sanskar dance in happiness. So Baba would like to see that, and Baba is already seeing that in Diti and Dati and setting it as a example for us to follow it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
beautiful, Vijay bhai. These aspects you brought out, that dancing in happiness, and often the dance in happiness will is a outcome of dance in harmonizing sanskars, isn't it? If we are not able to harmonize, then there's no happiness. In fact, it will be the opposite. There'll be a lot of there'll be sorrow, grief, and irritation, and disappointment, and uh, soul will not talk to the other souls, and then they'll get isolated, feel isolated, lonely. All this will be the outcome if the soul is not able to harmonize with other sanskars. So,
correct. Yeah.
है ना? And harmonizing does not mean that the soul is compromising with the values. Harmonizing means ability to mold.
Yes,
Harmonizing means
ability to mold, adjust with one
yes,
another.
yes. And the soul which is having this property of moldability is called gold. Baba says that it's a gold, and uh, for
Will become
intellect,
real, right? Will become real gold. Those who have
real
that.
gold, golden intellect, because it is said ना that शेरनी का दूध सोने के पात्र में uh, उसको ठहरता है. That means in English, if we say, uh, what do we say in English, Vijay bhai? Baba says in Murli, शेरनी का
Yeah,
दूध सोने
yeah,
के पात्र में. That means intellect of
right.
gold.
We need a worthy intellect, right? So,
Yeah,
in order to understand such
we need
these
a
subtle
divine intellect.
matters.
Yes, yes. So that divine intellect can see the past, present, and future at the same moment, all the three phases of time at the same moment. That's the beauty of the divine intellect which Baba has given as a gift to us. Om Shanti.
And some-
Yeah, please share, sister. Anyone, someone was trying to share, please share. I do not know the name. Uh, Anyone would like to share about so many aspects, interesting, very interesting aspects brought out by Bab Dada today, Murli. Okay, for the benefit of everyone, I will.
Baba,
Yeah, please.
Brother Om Shanti. One
Om
more point I
Shanti.
was wondering
Join with
is,
us. Yeah,
um, Baba uplifts the youngsters up as he always has given respect to elders.
yeah,
Baba
yes,
tries to increase this Vaman of youngsters that they're also equal to Baba. That is, irrespective of the number of years, Baba says that
absolutely.
we're all souls. That this one point seems to encourage, that Baba has unequivocal love for everybody. He has mercy towards everybody.
Yes,
And
yes,
one more point,
yeah.
Baba is looking at the three aspects of time while deciding or judging somebody. I mean,
Mm,
keeping that forgiveness thing in the mind, he says just don't look at the mistake of the present, but look at the good jobs or that the soul is carrying and what are the prospects that the soul can bring to the world in the future. And looking at the present, don't get carried away towards the mistake. So that way,
absolutely. Yeah.
it is a very human tendency that we tend to focus and pinpoint at the present and ultimately nail down somebody. But every soul has gotten some good deeds in the past as well and some prospect for the future. That is wonderful.
True.
Om
Wonderful,
Shanti.
wonderful, wonderful. 3, 4 aspects you brought out, very wonderful aspects, and see how Babdada is the supreme teacher, isn't it? How what is a what how wonderfully, in any very easy way he tells us so profound knowledge, of wisdom, knowledge and wisdom. How he brings out through such examples, and he himself is an example to all of us. Our father is an example to each one of us. How he uh, handles situations, how he handles all the souls, of the family through harmonizing, and he has got equal vision, the bright vision, the elevated vision for every soul, irrespective of the age, irrespective of number of years of gyan which the soul is in, irrespective of the any religion, any caste, any community, irrespective of that. He doesn't see all this labels, roles, dresses, and various designations, and he doesn't see it at all. He just looks at the bright, sparkling star on the forehead, which is playing the part. Doesn't look at the part, he looks at the soul, which is playing the part, isn't it?
And yeah, another thing that I liked in the second
Yeah.
paragraph of the Murli is, where Baba says, Bharat was this, right? It's difficult to
Mm. Mm.
take the knowledge, whereas it's easy to teach the foreigners because they are already tired with all the facilities and things like that provided. Now Bharat was this started going after it, right? And
Yeah.
foreigners, when it comes to their intellect, it's very clean, so it becomes easy to give them this knowledge. Bharatvasis already have so many things, right? So many scriptures they have studied, so it becomes difficult to study this knowledge. So Baba was trying
Absolutely.
to say, yeah,
Yes,
service is
abroad,
easy.
abroad people are already seen all this. Uh,
Yeah,
the roti,
right.
kapda, makan, they are beyond this, and they are also beyond the desires. They have seen all this revolution and the materialistic world. They have got tired of this now, so they are looking for something divine. They're looking for experiencing the true happiness, because they have seen the transient nature of these sensual happiness or sensual pleasures. It's very transient. They have understood that, isn't it? So
Yeah,
it's
true.
easy there. They don't get distracted so easily. In abroad, they're very focused. If you interact with foreigners, I mean double with HCs, they're very focused, and they have a clinic. They do clinical investigation of every aspect of spirituality. They
Yeah, so if
experiment.
you look at it abroad, when it comes to science, facilities, right? So they have everything. And
Mm.
yet they are not getting the peace and happiness that which the
Hmm.
soul, whatever the natural qualities of soul, that they are not able to
That they
experience.
are not able to experience, and that's what they are craving for. They're
Yeah,
craving for that. They so that's why they wander around. They go to every part of the world to find that, and when they come to Bharat, they find that. Actually, that is also there.
yes. In Bharat we have this yeah, the natural qualities and experiencing the soul power is so much
Yeah.
in Bharat, but Bharatvasis are going after
See,
foreigners facilities.
there is a saying in Hindi, Vijit bhai, "Ghar ki murgi dal barabar." Means in Bharatwashis often they don't value that much this God's incarnation here. God has come to the land of Bharat, but more often what happens is that some of the Bharatvasis they don't value this, but the foreigners, double foreigners, they are valuing this because they know this is the source of the real joy, the unlimited joy, happiness is the this knowledge and this connecting with the supreme. So so that's another aspect. we don't value because we take it for granted. In Bharat, we take it for granted. Okay, Baba has come here only now. Where will he go? So we are not able to actually accord that kind of significance, that kind of priority. It means I'm just saying we find some Bharatvasis, but where the abroad people they take the chance and they convert into uh, experiences, spiritual experiences. So, Om Shanti. Anyone else to share? Then share, please. Otherwise, we'll go to the 1 minute meditation. Then conclude the session. Any other aspect? So, the key words Thokar and Thakur. We'll remember these keywords Thokar and Thakur. Seeing benefit in every situation, benefit even in the mistakes of the children. Change the topic, change the vibrations. If you change the topic, you change the vibrations. You change the stage. You change the focus. See all the three aspects of time. You know, see, have a broad vision, far-sighted vision. Look at even the biggest mistakes, biggest, you know, situations, at most adverse situation, like a tiny dot, just like a dot, nothing else. And be ever ready and harmonize sanskars equal to Father. So let's take on 1 minute meditation to sum up all this. I, the soul, again be seated in the seat of Vikaldarshi stage, in the seat of Trinetri stage, in the seat of knowledgeful stage, world benefactor stage, who has a clear vision of all the three aspects of time in this moment of confluence age. Every moment of this confluence age is a miracle happening, full of magic, because we Brahmin souls have the pleasure of the company of the Supreme Father. We have the pleasure of the presence of the Supreme Father, the Supreme Teacher, and Supreme Sadguru, the Supreme, the best friend, the best companion, who unconditionally loves his children. His complete focus is on making we children Thakur, irrespective of the thokars which we come across, irrespective of the mistakes which we do, either advertently or inadvertently. I, the soul, realize through my divine intellect the vision my Baba has got for me, the role, the future role which I, the soul, each one of us has to play in Satyuga, is making us practice right now through an elevated stage. And he speaks to each one of us by sitting personally in front of us and reading out these most elevated versions called the Murlis. So I, the soul, from today's Murli, take these takeaways of always looking at the benefit, the positivity in every mistake, in every adverse situation, looking at all the three aspects of time when interacting, when thinking, speaking, or behaving with any with the other souls around me, I, the soul, will first sit on the elevated stage, be in deep soul consciousness, and then look at that like a tiny dot. Mistake doesn't matter. What matters is the stage. What matters is the learning out of that mistake. What matters is the vision of a great fortune every soul has got. First, harmonizing with the sanskars by harmonizing with the Supreme Father and using every power of Baba to deeply love with every soul, a loveful relationship, and experiencing dance of happiness, joy, bliss. This is what actually matters. Mistakes do happen, they will become past, but what will linger on is the experience in that moment of love, happiness, joy, peace, and a powerful stage. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Over to you, Bijit Bhai.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Om Bhai. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that time, have a lovely day.